Hey, Chef Walker, and today I want to talk about one of the things that has made one of the biggest impacts in my life in the last few years, and that's gratitude. So right now we're just a few days past the Thanksgiving holiday here in the United States, which it's awesome because the holiday really is about gratitude, and that's why I think it's my favorite holiday. So the way it works here for those people outside the US, Thanksgiving's always on a Thursday in late November, and we have that Thanksgiving holiday, and everyone sends out these emails about being grateful and gratitude and thankful, and it's a great time to get all these emails with people talking about gratitude and thankfulness and reflecting on all the great stuff in their lives. I love getting all those emails. But then what happens is the day after Thanksgiving is Black Friday. This is the big shopping day where people start to shop for Christmas. And in my family, I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. In my family, we celebrate Christmas. I love Christmas, but I love to hang on to Thanksgiving just a little bit. I just got this email from my friend Brian Kurtz talking about this, where he's like, don't be so in such a rush to leave gratitude behind because it's an amazing thing. And gratitude is an amazing thing. There's more and more studies coming out. I just saw the study. Ocean Robbins published a link to it on his blog, and it basically said if gratitude was a drug, it would be the absolute #1 selling drug in the entire world because of all the great things it does for you physiologically. These are things that have been tested where people had a gratitude practice. Then they followed that gratitude practice, and they would do a blind test versus people that were just living their normal lives without the gratitude practice. And the things that happen physiologically in their body, like lowered blood pressure and on and on and on, absolutely amazing. So, and this is something I've seen in my life, and I've seen even in my success, my material success out in the world has increased, my happiness has increased, my relationships have gotten better because this is something I've been doing for a number of years now. And one of the ways that I practice gratitude, and this is a fun one, I learned this from my coach Dan Sullivan, and it's this 3 wins exercise. And so each evening when I go to bed, I write down 3 wins that I had that day, and then 3 wins I'm going to have the next day. And they don't have to be like epic, monstrous wins. They can be very simple things. They could be, I had one win could be, yesterday I went for a great bike ride with my kids. That was a win for me. Another was that I had a good meditation. That was another win. So they don't have to be epic wins. And the deal is it's not like it's every night I'm writing down 3 wins, no matter what my day was like. We had a loss in our family where we lost someone very unexpectedly. But that night, and so I went to that funeral, it was a hard thing. It was a really, really hard day. But that night I was able to write down 3 wins. No matter what your day is like, you can find 3 wins. And I'll tell you what, sometimes my discipline isn't perfect. I'll be really tired at the end of the day and I'll go to bed, I'll just go to bed. But the next morning I wake up and that's when I'll write down my 3 wins. So as always in these, I want you to be easy on yourself. I want you to practice forgiveness of yourself. So if you miss one evening, do it the next morning. If you miss one day, jump right back onto it. So one of the things I add into this exercise, and 3 wins for today, 3 wins for tomorrow. Again, you're not defining massively epic, huge wins. Set yourself up so that you've got a winning day. So put down 3 wins that you can get the next day. 3 that are just going to be an absolute easy, simple layup. And then, if you do better, you can upgrade your wins the next day when you write them down. So then the little tweak, so I learned that from my coach Dan Sullivan, the little tweak that I added was that in addition to the 3 wins for that day and 3 wins that I anticipate having the next day, I add in 3 gratitudes. And again, they can be very, very simple. They don't have to be amazing because if nothing else, if you're watching this video, you're breathing. And the fact that you've got breath and that you're alive is something to be incredibly grateful for. And I'll tell you what, this is like, you sit there, you do this the first night and it's like, whatever. And you do the second night, whatever. But you start to string this together and you do it a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. That's the magic. Supposedly between 21 and 30 days is where habit gravity takes over. That's my friend Eben Pagan has that term. He calls it habit gravity. That's where you start to develop a habit and get it ingrained. And once it becomes a habit, it's almost hard not to do. And all the studies have shown somewhere between 21 and 30 days of doing something, it becomes a real habit. So as we, for many of us, get into this really busy time of year with the holidays and the end of year, and the pace of time seems to accelerate this time of year for me, for a lot of people. As we get into this really, really crazy time, I'd just like to challenge you to just try 30 days each night. Write down 3 wins you had that day, 3 wins you're going to have tomorrow. Again, they don't have to be huge. You can find them no matter how hard your day is, no matter how big a struggle that day is, no matter how busy or how challenging it is, you can find 3 wins. Just write down 3 wins, 3 wins you're going to have the next day, and then 3 gratitudes. And here's a little extra one that I've done occasionally with my family, especially when we're all together like we are right now for the holidays, is I'll, maybe in the morning when we're all together at breakfast, I'll ask everyone in my family for 3 wins that they had the previous day. And that can be a really fun exercise to do with your kids, to do with your partner. And it's a very educational one too, because it's amazing how, even if you all spend the day together, how you can all have very, very different wins. So, or do it with your friends. If you're out, maybe you're on a vacation or a trip with your friends, try that. Try the 3 wins exercise with them. It can be very, very cool. But in any case, do it yourself, try it for 30 days, and then report back to me, because it sounds like a very simple thing, but this will absolutely change your life. So I'm Jeff Walker. If you're watching this anywhere else besides at my blog at jeffwalker.com, head on over there, scroll down, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and let's go get them this week.